The Midwest, often considered one of America's most genuine, industrious, and morally upright regions, stands out for its friendly populace, wholesome cuisine, and vibrant, firefly-lit evenings. While the Northeast is often viewed as the intellectual epicenter of the nation, the Midwest could be seen as its heart and soul. However, it's important to note that not every corner of the Midwest exudes unbridled positivity. Some areas grapple with economic challenges and safety concerns. This educational video will delve into a comprehensive assessment of the Midwest states to determine which ones face the most significant difficulties. It's essential to recognize that designating a Midwest state as bad doesn't imply it's universally unfavorable. Instead, it means that compared to its counterparts in the Midwest, it may have certain shortcomings. Our evaluation criteria encompass crime rates, poverty levels, employment opportunities, and quality of life indicators, including recreational options and family stability. Join us as we embark on a tour of the Midwest's least favorable states, all while the sun casts its glow over Lake. Our exploration of the least favorable Midwest states commences in Michigan. Michigan has a lot going for it, so don't hold me accountable for any negative vibes. Blame it on the statistics. Detroit and Flint primarily bear the brunt of Michigan's unfavorable rankings, as it leads the Midwest in terms of poverty rates and unemployment, while securing second place in violent crimes. Michigan wouldn't even feature on this list if it were not for these areas. Unpleasant spots like Pontiac, Muskegon Heights, Hamtramck, and Benton Harbor, colloquially referred to as Bitten Harlem, further contribute to Michigan's mixed reputation. Identity theft is a significant issue here, with a concerning 17% of all such reports originating in the state. Add in the notorious potholes, and Michigan is known for its winter and construction seasons. Yet it's not all doom and gloom. Michigan boasts the longest freshwater coastline in the U.S., numerous lighthouses, a large boating community, and the title of the cereal capital of the world in Battle Creek. So, let's give Michigan its due props, even if it's been through a bumpy ride in this rundown. Kansas is our next stop on the tour of the least favorable Midwest states. Unlike Michigan, with its larger urban areas, Kansas faces its challenges in the smaller, more remote regions. These less crowded areas grapple with issues such as drug abuse, particularly methamphetamine, leading to elevated unemployment rates, above-average poverty levels, and a surge in property crimes. Kansas ranks second in the Midwest for property crimes per capita, and the smaller towns, notably those in southeast Kansas like Coffeyville, Parsons, Pittsburgh, and Independence, grapple with these problems. Some suburbs like Overland Park and Olathe have even earned recognition as among the best cities in the nation. It's intriguing to note that Kansas experiences a substantial number of tornadoes, second only to Texas. As we bid farewell to Kansas, we've decided to keep this dryer as a souvenir in case we encounter any unexpected twisters on our journey. Crossing over from Missouri and Illinois, we find ourselves in Indiana. While it's not the worst place to call home, Indiana has its fair share of challenges. The state ranks third in the Midwest for overall annual crime rates. Additionally, Indiana residents rank third in terms of poverty and unemployment, resulting in a relatively low number of insured individuals. For those with a concern for the environment, Indiana falls short, ranking as the second least green state in the country. It boasts the sixth worst carbon footprint and the fifth worst water quality. While there are bright spots like Zionsville, Fishers, and Munster where crime is low and tranquility reigns, the larger cities, notably Indianapolis, are less inspiring with higher crime rates and a lack of vibrancy. Places like South Bend, Elkhart, Gary, and East Chicago face significant challenges, with Gary in particular grappling with a high number of violent crimes, high unemployment, and widespread poverty. Notably, Indiana offers ample farming opportunities, and if a zombie apocalypse were ever to occur, it seems like an ideal place due to its agricultural resources and high gun ownership. Nevertheless, Indiana's blend of positives and negatives makes it a complex state to characterize. We take a keepsake on this journey as we bid farewell to Indiana. Hailing from Indiana, our journey leads us to Ohio, the second least favorable state in the Midwest. While some things in life are free, the prospects in Ohio may not be as promising. Take Dayton, for instance, one of the state's troubled cities, ranking as the third poorest city in the nation, with approximately 1 in 3 residents living in poverty. Not far behind, Cleveland is the second poorest city in the U.S., where poverty rates are even higher. If you've never been to Chillicothe, Ohio, you haven't missed much, as it lacks the charm that Ohio seems to be losing. The state is currently rated as the 10th worst in the U.S., a slide of 5 spots from a few years back, indicating a less favorable direction. Ohio stands as the second poorest Midwest state regionally, a long-standing trend underscored by the fact that it ranks last in income growth among its residents over the past half-century. Notably, it also has the Midwest's 4th highest property crime rate, the 3rd highest unemployment rate, and boasts the highest population density in the region. Curiously, Ohio takes the lead in 2 unique categories: the quality of public libraries and the number of hours spent at the library. Yet it leaves one pondering the recreational options in the state, given the absence of extensive alternatives. Ohio might not be the most remarkable state, but it has a few things to offer. For example, it ranks 5th in the U.S. for tomato production, and it is also notable for its maple syrup production. Cities like Cincinnati and Columbus have their charms, at least within the Midwest context. Ohio stands out for having the 5th highest number of hunters per capita in the country. However, our journey takes us to Missouri, the most dangerous state in the Midwest, and that's primarily due to the hazardous dynamics in St. Louis. While St. Louisans may defend their city, much of the violence occurs in the suburbs. Kansas City, Missouri isn't a picnic, ranking as the 13th most scary place to live in America. Missouri, as a whole, ranks poorly in several categories, and its residents are relatively poor. There's a notable divide between northern and southern Missouri with different regional identities. Interestingly, St. Louis boasts the largest brewery in the United States, and Missouri is known for its charitable residents. Our journey through the Midwest has come to a close, and it's time to return to North Carolina. We've picked up a keepsake from Missouri to remember our Midwest adventure, filled with both enlightening and challenging experiences. If you learned something, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the following video.